Hello, my beautiful friends. So today on Has Tammy Lost Her Mind? I am going to bring back something I did about a month ago, but even bigger. So last time I did a Dutch pour on 6 panels. Well, this time I have not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, or 5, not 6, 7, 8, but 9 canvases. And I'm sure you're not going to even be able to see them all. They're so long. But I am going to attempt a 9-pack Dutch pour. What do you guys think about that? So, I have my paints all mixed up, but before I jump into this, I want to tell you about the remaining giveaways. So, I did some research. There's a lot of chaos in the last giveaway. I had about 40 people email me telling me that they were first to guess the right word. Here's what happens with that, okay? Really quick. When you have 300 people on a live feed typing in one word and hitting enter all at the same time, YouTube goes bizarre, okay? So there were people that said an answer whose comments didn't even appear on my feed. They were lost. They didn't appear on other people's feeds that I checked with. So this is what we're going to do to keep it fair. For the remaining giveaways, which is 5, possibly 6, I am going to have you comment under this video, and I'm going to put your names in a bowl, and I'm going to come on live, do the Q&A, and pull the remaining gifts all in one night, and we're going to finish it up because I tried, but I guess YouTube just can't handle all that craziness. So that's what we're going to do. I'll list this in the description along with the day that I'm going to be doing the live draw on, okay? I wanted to be able to sit down every night and have some fun games, but I don't want people getting cheated out of a prize either. So that's what we're going to do. But anyway, back to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white paint and cover all of these 9 canvases, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have most of this in frame. You can't see the corner of the last 2, but I think that's pretty good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm using my Bloom recipe paints for this, but you can do this with regular paint mixed with Floetrol. You don't need the Bloom recipe paints. I just choose to use them because I feel like the cells are just more round and chunkier looking, and I like the look. That's the only reason why. So for my colors that I'm using today, and I will list the recipe below, I'm using some, I believe this is Anthraquinone Blue by Golden. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm using some teal. I always say teal. Bright Aqua Green by Liquitex. I'm using all 5 interference colors from Colourarte. So, actually, I lied. I'm using violet, green, blue, and gold. I'm not using the red, just because I just don't want to. Not for any particular reason. So, and then I'm going to be using some copper by Golden and black cell activator. So let's get started. So for my interference colors, I really want to put them on top of a darker color so they show better. So I'm going to put my blue down first. And I forgot to mention I am also using a Primary Elements color called Wine and Roses. Okay, that's Primary Elements, also sold by Colourarte. And that is this color right here. It's a metallic-y, shimmery, beautiful bucket of love. Okay? So I'm going to put my black or my blue down first. And we don't need much. These are only 4x12s. Is that what they are, maybe? Nope. 3x9s? I'm not sure. I'll tell you in a minute, though. I'll put it in the description. So you don't need much color. And I'm just going to kind of weave it through. Now you notice how I got one nice long stream of color there? That's because I used a bigger stick. If I were to use a smaller popsicle stick, it would have stopped running out of paint that can be held on the end. And I would have had to go back in a couple more times. So that's why I like to use the bigger ones. I'm trying not to use gloves as much as I can because of the problem going on in our world right now. And I don't want to have to keep buying them. So messy hands it is. So that's the blue. Then I'm going to put down the interference colors. So the first one I'm going to put down is gold. Now these you won't see until I take you in for a close-up. They're going to look white on camera, but when the painting is all finished, they are not white. They look like beautiful metallic shimmering rainbows through your artwork. So that's the gold. Then I'm going to do the blue. I'm going to put a little more of that dark blue down again to make sure that all of my interference colors land on top of a darker color. Now you don't have to do that. You will still see them. I always add too much of everything. It's just my nature. This is the green interference. Okay. Of course I dripped. Of course. So this whole virus thing is really getting to me emotionally, and I just had because I can't, and I'm not complaining. Believe me, there are a lot of people going through it right now. So I am absolutely grateful 100% for my health so far, especially having an autoimmune disease. That was the violet. This is my therapy for my depression, and because my grandson has been here so much, I haven't been able to film, and with everything going on in the world and hearing on the TV about things and my daughter being home and just all of it is really, really getting to me. So I said, let me do whatever I can today to get in here. So now this next color I'm going to put down is the copper. Sorry. Trying to get everything out of my head in a timely fashion here. So now I have a 2-hour-long video. That was the copper. Now I'm going to put down some of that wine and roses. You see I'm following the pattern. Now I'm going to come in with my bright aqua green. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. If I don't like it, I'll just scrape it and start again. What are you going to do? Sometimes the color combos don't work, and there's not much you can do about that. So now I'm going to take some, I think I'm going to put a little tiny bit more of that wine and roses so it doesn't get lost. And oh joy, I dripped again. I'm going to pop my, nope, lied. I'm going to put down my cell activator first, then pop my bubbles. So we put a nice portion right down the center of this ribbon so that I have enough for it to blow both ways, up and down. I've never worked on small panels like these. It's very tight as far as being able to design, so I just may have too much paint already. We'll see what happens. So I'm just popping the bubbles down the center of that, because if you don't pop those, either with a toothpick or a torch, they will interrupt your design, believe it or not. All right, so now I'm going to use my airbrush and see what we could do here. Airbrush may be a little too small. Let's try the blow dryer and see how far we get with this, because I'm not sure if the path will be wide enough to make it look good. All right, let's see here. Let me start from, oh boy, I'm scared. Yeah, I got the white. I got the white. Okay, so you heard me say I got the white. What that means is I took the canvas paint and I blew it over all the pretty colors by accident. And what it does is it flushes out your colors like this, whereas you see these other ones are nice and pretty and vibrant. So I have to go around and fix this now. Hope I can fix it. This is absolutely unequivocally stunning. I cannot wait to show you the bottom of this. All right, I'm going to get this out of here, or off of here. I'll have to add some white there to cover that up. It all depends on how it looks when I'm done, if I want to add more color or not. I'm not going to add it yet. I'm most likely going to have to add color here. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to most likely scrape certain areas only. So for instance, let's see, it goes down. See, you have to kind of picture the flow. Goes down, it comes up, right? Then it should be coming down this way, going back up. So right about here, right here, I need some color to come up here, okay? So what I'm going to do is add little puddles. I'm going to pause you while I do it because I'm not going to blow it around or anything until I put you back on. I'm just going to add little puddles of color where I think that it needs it. Okay, so I put 2 little puddles of color, one here and one here. On this one, I'm going to blow just down this way. On this one, I'm going to blow both ways, and then we're going to assess it. So let's see. Okay. We're getting some pretty cells there. So now let's try this one. Go this way first. And then I'm going to add just a little more of the cell activator. Right in here. Okay. So we're down, up, down, up. Okay. So the other problem is you have to kind of make sure that they meet up also. And then it's somewhat coherent. Okay. It's looking much better already. And it's hard for you guys to see because it is such a small painting, but once I bring the camera over here and show you, you will see what I'm talking about. Now you can't leave the tiles, not the tiles, the canvases together like this. So you have to separate them a little bit and clean up your sides. So like this one's going to move a little bit once I pull them apart. I'm going to hope that they stay somewhat together, as in the pattern stays together. All right, so we're going to do that. Very important thing to do, take a stick and run it all underneath here to stop that paint from pulling down when it's dripping, and that will help your design stay up here where it needs to be. Now, another thing that you can do once you separate these is you could kind of work on them a little bit to, like I'll clean up the sides by just dripping some white paint around the corners. And then you can also design it a little bit more. Just make sure your pattern kind of stays together when you're doing more than one panel. So I'm going to pull these apart. Now I'll give you a close-up of each panel in a second here. Let me just get them pulled apart and clean up my hands. Oh, do I have one clean finger to pause the camera? Okay, so I'll give you a close-up with the light on. Now this is the way you're seeing it, but not the way it would be hung. Not the way I designed it, I should say. And I'm going to give you a close-up with the lights off too, so you can see the interference colors. Now, there's a couple of areas that I was thinking about changing, but then I pumped the brakes and gave it a second thought, and I'm not going to, and here's why. I will show you the areas in a minute. So this was the area, okay? So you have this beautiful vibrant center, and then it kind of flows out nice into a very light, almost wispy, faded look, right? And I was like, well, maybe I'll put some color here and try to blow it out. Thing is, when you do that, you take a big risk of ruining all this. So because this also happened over here and a little over here, it kind of just blends in with the whole thing, the whole theme of it. So I'm going to leave it alone because I absolutely love it. Once resin gets on this, and these interference powders, you see them now, start lighting up. Yeah, it's going to be really pretty. So now as far as my edges go, I'm going to be putting some of my white paint into a squeeze bottle and just going around the edges with it to fix them. Look at that area. That's just pretty. There was another area here. I swear, it looks like you're plugging in your painting when these paintings are on the wall. Especially if you hang them by a window where there's light coming in. Wowzers. So there's that pretty violet on top of the blue. You're seeing greens. I didn't use any green or gold. So yeah, I am going to clean up my edges and put it to bed. Wait for it to dry. I'll resin it and show you guys when it's done when I come back on. So again, as far as the giveaway, just look in the description. I'll put the information there, but you're going to comment on this video. Okay? Just comment anything. Say beautiful painting, whatever you want. Ugly painting. Whatever you want, and I will enter your name into the drawing. All the other links, including the link to save 20% off these beautiful interference and primary elements colors, also in the description. It's Tammy Anderson Art 120. That's 20% off any purchase. And then also my favorite resin, which is KS resin, is down there. And yeah, so I love you all to pieces. Please, please, please stay safe. And until next time, my friends, happy pouring.